James Cameron has the chance to make his new film as great as Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, or even better. And here's how. James Cameron will be directing his own atomic bomb film, which will be about the real accounts of double survivors in Japan. The main criticism that James Cameron had with Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer was that he felt like it was a moral cop-out by limiting the perspective of the Japanese and what they suffered through the atrocity they experienced. So he feels like where Christopher Nolan dodged the subject, he can step in and show the horrors of what actually happened in a truthful and authentic way. In the same way that Steven Spielberg showed the horrors of war in Saving Private Ryan, the horrors of the Holocaust in Schindler's List, I believe James Cameron will do the same with Ghosts of Hiroshima. And this just really intrigues me because James Cameron is such a masterful filmmaker. I know he's been dedicating so much time on those Avatar movies, which I absolutely love, and I'm showing up for every single one of them. But to have this Cameron back, where he's going to be invested in the research, he's passionate about this story. No one does intensity and I think authenticity like Cameron. Only a few that arguably surpass him. Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan. He's no new kid on the block. Bro has dealt with nuclear holocaust before in the Terminator films. He knows how to make spectacle films feel deeply personal and compelling and resonate with audiences and allow them to be smart enough to absorb the information, reflect, and think about how they can be better people. Take a look at the Avatar films. Take a look at Titanic. My boy knows what he's doing. This could be one of the most intense movies ever made. And I think James Cameron is going to use everything in his cinematic disposal to try to make it as intense as it really was. Even though he probably won't be able to, because that's his limitations as his filmmaker, as they all have limitations. That's what's exciting. He's going to try in an authentic and I think important way for us to not forget history. He has claimed that, people always try to outdo other horror movies within the horror genre. And the thing about this is true horror because it really happened. In an interview with Discussing Film, he talks about how he wants to be stark about what these weapons do to people. And it's not going to be political. Rather than even having an argument, I want to show you what it's like. You are a witness to history. There's always going to be a debate, whether you're watching Oppenheimer or James Cameron's new film, on whether dropping both bombs was justified or not. But I think what Cameron is going for is that sometimes the truth and just showing the horrors of what actually happened is much more important than taking a side, maybe even deeper. And that's something that's prevalent in James Cameron's films, most of his work. If you show the human side and perspective, that can be louder than debating it.